Welcome to my channel, The World Coin. Today videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins. I have two videos of 20 pence, so let's get it. The British decimal 20 pence coin, first introduced into circulation in 1982, represents a significant milestone in the modern history of British currency. As one of the later additions to the decimal system, which was introduced in 1971, the 20p coin filled an important gap between the 10 and 50 pence denominations. The introduction was not just an economic measure, but also a response to the evolving landscape of consumer pricing and inflation. The early 1980s marked a period of monetary modernization in Britain. The Royal Mint, ever keen to ensure that the nation's coinage kept pace with economic realities and user convenience, initiated the design and release of a 20 pence piece as a practical solution to day-to-day transactions, streamlining change and making pricing more flexible in shops and services. The 1982 20 pence coin is particularly significant because it was the first year of issue, making it a notable year for numismatists. 2. Historical context and economic justification. 2.1 Decimalization and currency evolution. Before delving into the specifics of the 1982 coin, it is important to understand the larger historical backdrop. The UK shifted to a decimal currency system on February 15, 1971, an event known as Decimal Day. The old system, based on pounds, shillings, and pence, was replaced by a simpler decimal system where 100 new pence equaled 1 pound. Initially, coins were issued in denominations of 1 to 2p, 1p, 2p, 5p, 10p, and 50p. However, by the late 1970s and early 1980s, inflation and rising prices made the gap between 10p and 50p increasingly impractical for both businesses and the public. A coin of intermediate value was needed, one that would make pricing more granular and efficient. Thus, the 20 pence piece was born. 2.2 Economic conditions in the early 1980s. The British economy in 1982 was recovering from a period of economic turmoil. The late 1970s and early 1980s had been marked by stagflation, a combination of high inflation and stagnant economic growth. The Conservative government under Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who had come into power in 1979, implemented radical economic reforms to reduce inflation and increase competitiveness. These included monetarist policies, reduction in public spending, and privatization. Within this context, the introduction of a 20p coin was not just a logistical convenience. It was aligned with broader themes of modernizing the economy and making currency more responsive to the needs of the market and the consumer. 3. Design and aesthetic characteristics. 3.1 Obverse design. Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. The obverse, front, of the 1982 20 pence coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy had been in use since 1968 and remained in place until 1984. In this portrait, the Queen is depicted wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a diamond tiara gifted to Queen Mary in 1893. The inscription around the portrait reads, Elizabeth II, D. Gregford, 1982, which expands to Elizabeth II, Dei Gratia, Regina, Fide, Defensor. Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The portrait is highly regarded for its grace and refinement. Machin's work was notable for replacing the crown with a more feminine and less formal tiara, reflecting the evolving image of the monarchy. 3.2 Reverse design, the Royal Badge of England. The reverse of the 1982 20 pence coin was designed by William Gardner, a skilled coin designer and engraver. It features the Tudor rose, encircled by the inscription, 20 pence. Below the rose is the numeral 20, indicating the denomination. The Tudor rose is the traditional heraldic emblem of England, combining the red rose of Lancaster and the white rose of York. It was a clever choice for a new coin because it was simultaneously symbolic, historic, and aesthetically appealing. The coin's heptagonal, 7-sided shape also distinguished it from other coins in circulation. 4. Shape, size, and technical specifications. The 20 pence coin was the first British coin to be both equilateral curved heptagonal and non-circular, giving it a highly distinctive feel and appearance. The same shape had been used earlier for the 50 pence coin. Specifications of the 1982 20p coin. Diameter, 21.4 mm. Weight, 5.0 grams. Thickness, approximately 1.7 meter. Edge, plain, not milled or reeded. Composition, cupro-nickel, 84% copper, 16% nickel. Shape, equilateral curve heptagon, 7 curved sides. This unique shape allowed the coin to have a constant width across its entire profile, making it compatible with vending machines and coin-operated mechanisms, while being easily distinguishable by touch, a feature particularly appreciated by the visually impaired. 5. Mintage figures and distribution. 5.1. Circulating coinage. The 1982 20 pence coin had an original mintage of approximately 740 to 15,000 coins, a very large figure. This high mintage was necessary due to the novelty of the denomination and the need for widespread distribution across banks, retailers, and the general public. 5.2 Proof and collector editions. In addition to the standard circulating coins, the Royal Mint also issued proof sets and brilliant uncirculated BU sets for collectors. These proof coins featured sharper details, polished fields, and frosted designs minted with greater care and precision than the standard currency. Proof and BU versions were generally included in the 1982 Royal Mint Proof set, the 1982 Mint Coin Collection, certain special presentation folders or cards. These non-circulating versions were struck in limited quantities and are more sought after by collectors due to their superior quality and finish. 6. Numismatic value and rarity. As a first-issue coin, the 1982 20p holds a special place in modern British numismatics. However, due to the high mintage, the standard circulating version is not particularly rare. 6.1 Estimated market values as of 2025. Circulated condition, 0.5, 0.50. Brilliant uncirculated, BU, 2, 5. Proof coin, 4, 10, depending on condition and packaging. Collectors mainly value this coin as a type coin, an example of the first issue of the 20p denomination. Its value increases primarily in sets or in pristine condition. Those with minting errors, e.g. misstrikes or wrong plancher errors, can fetch significantly higher prices, sometimes in the hundreds of pounds depending on rarity and demand. 7. Errors, varieties, and forgeries. While the 1982 20 pence is not famous for errors like the undated 2008 20p coin, it's always possible to find off-center strikes, die cracks, plancher flaws, clipped planchers. Such errors are rare and valuable, though less well known among casual collectors. The large volume of coins struck in 1982 means minor production flaws occasionally passed quality control. Notably, counterfeit coins are uncommon for this year. And denomination, as their relatively low value didn't provide much incentive for forgers. 8. Cultural and public reception. Upon its release in June 1982, the 20 pence coin was met with curiosity and general approval. Many appreciated the convenience it added to everyday transactions. Retailers especially welcomed it, as it allowed for more precise pricing in an era where consumer goods were rapidly adjusting to inflation. The shape and size made it instantly recognizable, and the public soon became familiar with its handling and usage. The government launched a public information campaign through posters, newspapers, and television to introduce the new coin and encourage its adoption. 9. The 20p coin's legacy and continued circulation. 9.1 Subsequent years and redesigns. After 1982, the 20 pence coin continued to be minted annually, with some exceptions, with new portraits of Queen Elizabeth II, 1985-1997, Raphael Makhlouf's third portrait, 1998-2015, Ian Rank-Broadley's fourth portrait, 2015-2022, Jody Clark's fifth portrait. In 2008, the reverse design was changed from the Tudor rose to a segment of the royal shield, part of the new design suite by Matthew Dent. That same year saw the accidental release of the famous undated mule error, where some 20p coins were minted without a date, now among the most valuable modern British coins. 9.2 Circulation status. As of 2025, the 1982 20p coin remains legal tender. though many have been withdrawn or removed from circulation due to wear. It is still accepted by banks, though less frequently encountered in change due to hoarding or loss. 10. Conclusion. The 1982 20p as a modern classic. The 1982 20 pence coin stands as a landmark issue in the timeline of British decimal coinage. Not only was it the debut of a brand new denomination, but it also arrived at a moment of economic transition and modernization. Its clever design, robust mintage, and enduring utility have made it a mainstay of British pockets for over 4 decades. For collectors, it serves as both a beginning and a benchmark. While not rare in itself, the coin's numismatic significance is undeniable. It offers a fascinating glimpse into how Britain adapted its currency to the needs of its people, a balance of tradition and progress that continues to define the Royal Mint's work today. Whether tucked away in a coin folder or found in change, the 1982 20p remains a humble yet powerful piece of British monetary heritage. The 2003 British 20 pence coin stands as a modest yet meaningful representation of modern British coinage, encapsulating the evolution of the United Kingdom's decimal system, royal portraiture, and design philosophy since the early 1970s. Minted by the Royal Mint, the 20p coin was first introduced in 1982, more than 2 decades after the UK began its gradual shift to decimal currency in 1971. The year 2003 was significant, not necessarily due to an exceptional minting event or rare variation, but because it forms part of the long-running series of standard circulation coins that bear the image of Queen Elizabeth II and continue to represent the daily life and identity of British currency. Struck in cupro nickel, a robust and corrosion-resistant alloy made of 84% copper and 16% nickel. The coin weighs 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters, and is uniquely equilateral heptagonal in shape, which means it has 7 sides of equal length. This distinctive shape was intentionally designed to allow blind or visually impaired individuals to easily distinguish it from other coins, especially those of similar weight and size, such as the 10 pence coin. The obverse, front, of the 2003 20p coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by sculptor Ian Rank-Broadley FRBS, whose initials, IRB, can be seen just beneath the truncation of the monarch's neck. This effigy, introduced in 1998 and used until 2015, is known for its realism and mature representation of the Queen, differing from earlier stylized or youthful portraits. Rank-Broadley's version was well received for its honesty and detail, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry she often wore for official portraiture. Around the edge of the obverse is the legend, Elizabeth Through DG Reg FD 2003, which stands for Elizabeth Through de Gratia Regina Fide Defensor, meaning Elizabeth Through, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This phrasing is a continuation of royal titulature used since Tudor times, expressing the monarch's divine right to rule and her role as head of the Church of England. Turning to the reverse, back side of the coin, the design that appears on the 2003 edition is the original 20p motif created by William Gardner, which remained in use until the design change in 2008. Gardner's artwork features a Tudor rose, an emblem steeped in English history. The rose is a heraldic symbol combining the white rose of the House of York and the red rose of the House of Lancaster, historically representing the end of the Wars of the Roses and the unification of these warring houses under the Tudor dynasty. The rose depicted is centrally placed and surrounded by a segmented border. Encircling the rose design is the denomination presented as 20 pence, with the numerals 20 placed just beneath the rose. The design is both elegant and traditional, maintaining a stylistic continuity that aligned with the aesthetics of the Royal Mint's coinage of the late 20th century. In terms of minting, the 2003 20p coin was produced in substantial quantities, as it was a year of routine coinage production without significant commemorative issues for this denomination. The mintage number for circulation coins that year was 111,100,000, making it a relatively common coin and not considered rare or particularly valuable in the numismatic market. However, as with all coins, condition plays a role in value. Uncirculated, or proof specimens, especially those found in mint sets, can command a modest premium over face value. The Royal Mint also issued collector-grade versions in brilliant uncirculated, BU, and proof formats, which were packaged in annual coin sets and targeted toward coin enthusiasts and collectors seeking high-quality examples of the year's coinage. Such coins are typically struck with specially prepared dies and planchets, resulting in sharp details and mirror-like surfaces, distinguishing them from regular circulation strikes. From a historical and cultural perspective, the 20p coin, and by extension the 2003 issue, exists within a broader narrative of British currency reform, economic modernization, and the representation of national identity through coinage. The decimalization of Britain's currency in the early 1970s was a monumental shift in daily life, and the introduction of intermediate denominations like the 20p filled the gap between the 10p and 50p coins, making everyday transactions smoother and more efficient. By 2003, the 20p coin had been in circulation for over 2 decades and had become deeply embedded in British commerce and consciousness. Although not a commemorative issue, the 2003 coin represents a continuity of national identity and stability, especially considering that it featured the reigning monarch during one of the longest and most consistent reigns in British history. Queen Elizabeth II's image on coins is one of the most reproduced likenesses in the world, and the 2003 20p contributes to that legacy. The symbolism of the Tudor rose on the coin also invites reflection on England's complex past. A product of civil strife and eventual reconciliation, the rose symbolizes peace emerging from conflict, a subtle reminder of unity and nationhood, though the design was later replaced in 2008 as part of a radical redesign of all circulating British coinage, where a single image of the royal arms was spread across multiple denominations. The pre-2008 20p designs, like the one from 2003, hold a certain charm and nostalgia. They represent a design era where individual denominations had their own identity and symbolism, rather than contributing to a unified theme across multiple coins. For numismatists and casual collectors, the 2003 20p coin is typically of interest, as part of a year set, or to complete a date run of 20p coins spanning from 1982 to the present. While not considered rare or especially valuable in circulated condition, its status as a representative of the third effigy of the Queen, and its continued use of the original Tudor rose reverse design, lends it historical and aesthetic interest. Collectors often seek such coins in high grades such as MS65 or higher, using the Sheldon grading scale, particularly in BU or proof condition. The coin also holds value as an educational piece for those studying British heraldry, royal imagery, and the socio-political messages embedded in coinage. It is worth noting that while the 2003 20p is a standard issue, the denomination itself gained notoriety in 2008, when the Royal Mint accidentally released a batch of 20p coins without a date, known as the undated 20p error coin. This happened due to the pairing of the old reverse, Tudor rose, with the new obverse, which no longer included the date on the reverse side. This error made the undated 20p coins extremely rare and valuable, selling for hundreds or even thousands of pounds on the secondary market. Though this error occurred 5 years after the 2003 coin was minted, it has contributed to a surge in public interest in examining 20p coins, with even standard issues like the 2003 becoming the subject of renewed curiosity. In summation, the 2003 20p coin may not carry the dramatic historical weight of a commemorative coin or the rarity of an error piece, but it remains a valuable artifact of British monetary and cultural heritage. It reflects the continuity of the monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II, preserves the beauty and meaning of the Tudor rose, and represents the daily functionality of coinage within a modern economy. Its durable cupro-nickel composition, distinctive heptagonal shape, and deeply embedded symbolism make it more than just pocket change. It is a tactile link to history, identity, and the enduring nature of British coin design. For those who appreciate the quieter, often overlooked elements of history, the 2003 20p coin is a small but resonant piece of the larger tapestry of the United Kingdom's numismatic journey. So please like, share, and comment on this video, and make sure to subscribe my channel.